Wow, there she is.
Don't worry, I'll help you out. They're just not used to humans. Let's just say I've had experience with them. Attention, every pony! Hear my voice and listen! Brandon here is telling the truth. Well, I don't know where it comes from, but I can tell that what he's saying is true. I know when some pony or some creature is lying. I can sense these sort of things. I can assure you that this human is safe.
Starlight here is telling the truth. I'm not gonna hurt any of you guys. I came here through some sort of freaking magic.
Wait, how do you know my name?
It's a long story.
Oh, let me tell you. It sure is a long story. If you've been around the internet for the last 4 to 5 years, you've probably came across the term lolcow. A lolcow is basically someone who can be easily baited by others online into raging or doing embarrassing shit on camera.
Over social media that came up under Flex Burger. Please do not look at it. It's a picture of my dingaling.
Some well-known people who are considered lolcows include Wings of Redemption, Buggy, White Bowser, and of course the final boss of lolcows, Christian. But even though most lolcows are tricked into doing some of the most cringe and weird shit,
Oh, the camera's on. The camera's been on the whole time, huh?
there are a few who manage to embarrass themselves without anyone's intervention. They do this just by being themselves while recording. One example of this type of lolcow is Brandon the Brony pony. Brandon is a grown-ass man, probably in his late 30s, who embodies the stereotype of a male My Little Pony fan. What I mean by this is that Brandon is obsessed with the show. He breathes, drinks, and shit My Little Pony. But let's take things slowly. First, let's talk about Brandon's DeviantArt account.
Oh shit, here we go again.
As expected, his DeviantArt page is full of self-ship of him with basically any character of My Little Pony. In case you are wondering if he posts NSFW, I say put some fucking respect in my boy Brandon's name, okay? In case you didn't notice, this guy is a professional gooner. Of course he has content of him fucking some ponies. If you think the NSFW content is the worst part of his DeviantArt page, I'm sorry to tell you, but you're wrong. The worst part is that he commissions 90% of the shit he posts there.
Oh my god!
Meaning that he doesn't draw these images of him f***ing My Little Pony characters. He pays people to do it for him. I can almost imagine the artist getting a message from Brandon saying,
Hey yo, can you draw me kissing Twilight Sparkle from My Little Pony?
and that person just stares at the screen, reevaluating their life choices. We can also find some art that isn't quite NSFW, but still really suggestive, like these 3 peculiar pieces I'm showing you right now. Alright, enough talking of his DeviantArt page. Here we only get a small taste of Brandon's deepest fantasies. Unsurprisingly, most of Brandon's videos are him getting greasy with My Little Pony characters. Brandon even has his favorite ponies, or should I say girlfriends, like Sunset, Twilight Sparkle, and Starlight, you know, all the baddies from My Little Pony. The fanfics featured in his videos actually have voice actors for the characters, which makes me wonder, either Brandon paid these people to do this, or they are his friends who agreed to do this type of cringe shit.
Now kiss me, you big doofus.
These fanfic reading videos can range from 3 minutes to full-on goddamn 20 minutes. Bitch, I got money to make. Do you really think I have 20 minutes to watch this? I need my daily 7 hours of doom scrolling. The most interesting thing Brandon posts on his YouTube channel is this 3 video series called Brony Meets Equestria, which tells the story of how Brandon gets teleported to the My Little Pony universe where every female pony wants to have sex with him. It is basically an isekai, but instead of having underage anime girls simping over a loser, we have My Little Pony characters simping over Brandon. This video series starts off as a 2D animation, but it randomly changes to 3D in the middle of one of the episodes. And the 3D animation is about as good as you would expect. Garbage. I know 3D animation is a hard thing to pull off, I've messed with Blender before, but these scenes are so buggy and clanky that they make the series look like a rip-off movie some Chinese company would make about My Little Pony. It was also developing another video series about My Little Pony in real life, and you might not believe this, but a friend of Brandon was featured in the series. Somehow this guy actually has real life friends, though they seem just as weird as he is. The first and only episode of My Little Pony in real life basically showed Brandon and his friend, who by the way needs to see a dentist, reacting to My Little Pony characters coming to life. Naturally, they get excited, especially Brandon, who looks like an autistic kid finding a Lego set under a Christmas tree. Oh, and I almost forgot. You can spot the Starlight body pillow on Brandon's bed. There were other interesting gems I found on his channel, like a song cover of Airplanes, you know, the more twi Brandon unboxing a Twilight Sparkle plushie. Let's be honest, we all know what he's going to do with it.
This is insane. I love this plushie. I cannot wait to sleep with her.
No. Wait. Wait.
And my personal favorite is gameplay of Pony Waifu Simulator. Not safe for work, by the way. There are a lot of other things he produced on his channel, but I don't think they are worth mentioning, and to be honest, I don't plan to watch them either. You might think that everything about Brandon is just shit and giggles, an autistic brony goofing around with his fictional pony girlfriend. But no. Oh no. There's a darker side to Brandon's presence on the internet, a side that isn't so innocent. We are now moving on to the section of the video where I talk about some allegations Brandon has gotten himself into over the last year. Because you know, it's impossible to be a lolcow without being accused of doing messed up things. Before diving into the details, I want to point out that no one can really tell if these allegations are true. The people gathering all the quote-unquote proof aren't organizing it properly or providing any context, so it's pretty much up to the viewer to come to their own conclusions. In this case, it's up to you. First, let's talk about how Brandon supposedly was defending being a child lover, if you know what I mean.
Well, I was actually coming out here to pick up a cupcake.
The following screenshots show two people having an argument on some sort of DeviantArt comment section. One is supposedly Brandon, and I repeat, supposedly, because I didn't find anything that confirmed that this EUF lover account was actually him. They were talking about a case where a 12-year-old girl was essayed by her own stepfather. I don't know if this is real or not, but it doesn't really matter to the conversation. The EUF lover account was trying to somehow take some of the guilt away from the stepdad by saying that the little girl has as much fault as him for not doing anything, which is obviously a stupid argument, and then pulls out the big brain move of comparing the little girl to a retard, which makes even less sense. This account was also threatening to hack random users on the app and posting things that aren't really nice. And you might be thinking, how did Brandon, the autistic pony lover, try to dismiss these allegations? Let's just say he didn't do a great job.
Guys, I swear I didn't do it. I didn't do it, okay? I didn't do it. I didn't do it. I'm sorry. Sorry.
Brandon posted a ton of videos trying to debunk this allegation, but since he is autistic as hell, he mostly just embarrassed himself on camera, and he deleted all of them. The ones I'm showing right now are reposts. He also made the DeviantArt post with I guess, somewhat valid points, but his potato logic isn't that convincing. But it is definitely better than just sitting and crying in front of a camera. Out of all the points he made, I think the only one that might prove his innocence is that the EOF Lover account does a ton of spelling mistakes, and Brandon pretty much never misspells anything in the posts of his main account. After Brandon's many responses, the allegation pretty much died out and no clear conclusion was drawn by the public. And to this day, no one really knows who was behind the EOF Lover account. While this allegation wasn't that concerning because it was just a random DeviantArt account talking shit, the allegation that I'm going to talk about now is much more serious. In early 2022, a YouTube channel called Ryan on Wi-Fi posted a video that allegedly showed a DeviantArt conversation between Brandon and the user who was 15 years old. In this conversation, the Brandon the Brony Pony account reportedly engaged in inappropriate discussions with the alleged 15-year-old, asking for NSFW content, even though the minor repeatedly said that she was not comfortable doing that type of stuff. Brandon also allegedly sent a picture of himself holding, a plastic Johnson and asked her to replace the dingaling for Starlight, which, even though it's a weird request, she did it anyway. Ryan on Wi-Fi's video didn't gain much traction, but it was enough to make Brandon respond. Multiple times, in fact. The most prominent response was this one where he showcases all of his DeviantArt private DMs. He even shared all the messages he sent, and some are just hilarious.
What kind of fat?
Basically, Twilight casts a spell on herself to make herself endlessly hungry, and she eats until she weighs 800 pounds. Basically, she sits on me on her couch unaware, and she devours junk food, unaware of the micro stallions in her food.
He also forgot to close a tab where he was editing an image of Twilight Sparkle kissing what looks like to be a pony version of himself, which makes the video 10 times funnier because remember, this is a response to a PDF file allegation. Now, about his response, his main argument is that there's no private chat between him and the supposed 15-year-old in his DMs. The thing is, I don't know if you can hide or delete private chats on DeviantArt. I don't use it. I'm not a 14-year-old or a furry. And to be honest, I didn't make this video to expose Brandon or anything. I just stumbled across some of his content and thought, wow, this guy is so weird. I have to make a video about him. With that, feel free to comment down below what you think about Brandon. Is he the weirdest Brony you've ever seen? Is he lolcow material?
Trolling stupid pickle-suited nigga.
I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you have a nice Christmas.